In this episode, we're releasing version 4.1.0 of the DacAudio software, where we can actually increase the speed of sound or decrease it. Let's get started. Is that it? This episode of Electronical, we're going to look at a new extension to the DacAudio software. I'll put a link into the playlist above if you're not familiar with it. But in this version 4.1.0, we're going to actually add a new property, or we've added a new property, to be able to change the speed of playback on the fly of a WAV file. So if you want to download the latest library, you'll need to delete your old one, obviously. And if you go to electronical.com and Basics, Audio, DACs for Sound, and library downloads. Okay, I'll just scroll down. I'll be able to show you the command that has been added. So the download's there, version 4.1.0, and if that's your WAV object there, my WAV, then all you need to do to change its speed is set it to whatever. 1 would be normal speed, i.e. 100% normal speed. 1.5 is, that should say 1.5 times the speed. Slight typo there, rather than 15 times the speed. So that would be 1.5 times the speed, and 0.5 would be half times the speed, half the playback. So this library comes with 2 additional example files, which you can extract from the normal Arduino menu from File and Examples. And this is the first one. This one plays a famous intro to a song track, War of the Worlds, and it plays it at normal speed, fast speed, which I've set, I'll show you in a minute what I've set fast speed to, and a slow speed. And if you look at those constants, they're defined up here. Normal speed, as I said, is 1. 1 means go at the normal speed. Fast, 1.5, and slow, 0.75. So not half the speed. Half the speed is really slow and sounds really, really deep. So those are defined there. And I'm not going into too much details of this program. It's not overly complex, but if we go down to the loop, or rather just before we do, as I said, for those not totally familiar, that has set up the WAV file object there. So it's of WAV class, and it's called War of the Worlds is my WAV file object, and I've loaded up there. That's the data, is the WAV file, which is stored in the sound data tab there. All normal stuff if you watch those previous episodes of the DacAudio software. So we have this array which has, as I said, these 3 speeds stored within it. So we've got 3 speeds stored in the speed array. We've got a handy little variable to say we've got 3 speeds there, and an index into that array there. So when we go to the main loop, and we fill the buffer as normal, again I'm not going to go into the details of that. If the WAV file is not currently playing, then we go into here and we say if speed index is equal to the number of speeds, i.e. have we played the last one? If I had, we'd set it back to 0, but that won't happen on the first ever run through this because it's already set to 0. So anyway, then we say, okay, let's set the speed to whatever the speed array setting is for that index, which will be 0. So at first it will play at normal speed, because that's index 0. And it'll play away, and it'll keep looping round all of that, checking if the War of the Worlds is actually playing. So, well, it is, it will be true, so it'll ignore whatever's in this if statement here. So it plays and plays and plays. One thing we should have said, once we've played it there on the first run through, it increments the index into the next part of the array. So when that finishes playing at normal speed, it would then go back into here, double check to make sure we've not reached the end of the array, and then set it to the next index, which now will be at 1, so that will be fast speed. So it's going to play at normal speed, fast speed, and slow speed. So I'm going to upload that to the demo board here. I will be moving my microphone around a little bit so you can hear it a little bit better. So let's just start that uploading, and I'll move my microphone as well. We're on full volume, so you might hear me just move the microphone. And it's just finishing.
In the last years of the 19th century,
It's already started.
human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
No one would have believed
In the last years of the 19th century,
one half
human
times
affairs
speed.
were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
No one would have believed
And then half speed, both
in the last
equals.
years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
No one would have believed.
Okay, and then it repeats back to normal speed. I'll just turn that down.
Human affairs were being watched.
Eagle-eyed of you amongst you that have been following the DacAudio series will you obviously spot the volume control we've got there. I'll just turn the microphone, I think it's going to pick me up okay. We'll recognise the volume control, but there's an extra control here which for this demo does absolutely nothing. I'll prove that. We'll just turn that back up.
Someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
And if I turn that,
Last years
it doesn't affect anything. All that's doing, and I'll just turn that down again.
being watched.
All that's doing is it's connected. It's not the potentiometer. This is connected to the analog input on the VP pin. So it's splitting the voltage between 0 and 3.3 volts depending on how it's rotated. Oops, sorry, just can't that. Depending on how it's rotated like that. And at the moment, that means nothing. We're not bothering with that code we've just uploaded. It's not bothering to look at the analog value, the ADC value coming in here at all. But for the second demo, we do. This is how we show we can actually alter the speed of playback on the fly as we actually are playing back the sound in real time. So we'll do that. We'll get the second demo up, which actually looks at the setting of that and adjust the speed accordingly. So going back to the screen, we'll just bring this second demo up. I'll just move my microphone back around to make sure it's picking up okay in this direction. Okay, so it's got adjustable speed. It's even simpler. Even though I got extra components on the board, it looks more complex. It's even simpler demo than the first one. So we've got this little line here, analog read resolution. That's just on the ESP32s. It's setting it to a resolution of 10 bits, which means the analog input port will return a value between 0 and 1023. And that's what the Arduino does. That's the maximum it can do. On these ESP32 boards, it can go up to 12 bits, certainly on these ones that I've got here. But I'm just keeping it the same as the Arduino. And I just set it to repeat forever. So going round and round in a cycle. And then we start it playing there. So we set off playing, it's going to repeat forever, job done. Again, the fill buffer command's in there. And then all we do in the loop really is we set the speed according to what we read off the analog pin. Analog pin is set up there to pin 36. If you look up here in this define, pin 36 is that VP pin. Now that's why it's always assigned to as pin 36. So if I can read just like we would do with an Arduino code, they divide by 512.0. The divided by 512 scales it into a value between 0 and 2. So the maximum fast speed we'll get will be 2 times the speed, and the slowest speed we'll get is 0, i.e. what we're playing at all. The 512.0, that just makes sure that it divides as a floating point number and returns a floating point numbers. That's what speed wants. It can have decimals and it needs them as decimals. So if you were to miss out the 0 like that, basically return an integer, so you get choices of 0, 1 and 2 will get returned basically depending on how they hit rounded up internally. So that's fairly important to put that on the end. So we'll upload that one and I'll turn my mic round in the meantime, and yeah, off we go. And it's going to start uploading, doesn't take long, and we should hear it start off. All the volumes turned down. That would help. So we'll turn it up.
No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope.
So this is set approximately to where I know the normal one-time speed is. It might be a little bit out, but I'll start rotating this now. You see, if I rotate it clockwise, it will speed up, anti-clockwise, it will slow down. So let's do that.
No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water.
That's max. So let's bring it back down.
Human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed we were being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space.
And slower.
No one could have dreamed we were being
Barely you can work out what that's saying. A bit slower. So yeah, you can't really work out what's being said, but speed it back up again. We can do it fast.
Being scrutinized as someone with a microscope studies creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space.
So you see, it's fully real time. We'll speed it up and slow it down as you're going. That's it for this episode. I'll just turn that down a bit. This is getting a little bit annoying. This actual episode was fully recorded, fully edited, and actually put up on Patreon first. Because what I'm doing now is videos are now released on Patreon about 24 hours before they're actually released on YouTube. So if you become a patron, you can get access to my videos earlier. Also, all my posts and comments that are behind the scenes, uploads and photos and things go up on there as well. But yeah, this was released at the weekend, fully on Patreon. And I must admit, when I released it, I wasn't quite happy with the sound. And then one of the first comments was that, the sound wasn't good. And then I reviewed it, I watched it again, and I thought, no, I couldn't release it in its current form. The sound, I had some problems with my mic, it wasn't set right. It was fairly awful. In fact, I'm just going to turn my mic around a little bit. Okay, so I'm just a little bit dim there. So yeah, it wasn't brilliant, so I abandoned it. And I went through a lot of settings on, I think it was the Sunday or Monday or something like that, going through, getting my mic sorted out so that the sound was a lot better. And also the sound on the actual recording from the original Star Wars one, it was taken from a WAV file off the internet that was of not good quality, so it wasn't a very clear sound. The speaker I had on was also not brilliant at all, so I replaced the speaker on the actual demo board. I used to always go with the speaker anyway, but I'd swapped it around a few weeks ago, I can't remember. And so swapping the speaker along with the new audio file, which was much clearer, has given a much better sound quality from that as well. So that's it for now. So yeah, please consider being a patron if you want some bonuses of extra stuff. Otherwise, just keep watching. That'd be fantastic. So if you like this video, give it one of those thumbs up. Really helps the channel grow. And also those sharing things, share it. That really helps the channel to grow as well. And if you have a question or comment, put them down below. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.